The commute here has been slowed down because there are some problems here and there, but most of the major interstates like this one here are wet, so traffic is moving right along.
How about power outages and whatnot, Mark? There's been a lot of heavy wet snow. This wasn't like when you were in Albany when it was a light fluff.
No.
This was heavy wet. So give us an idea what it's like with the power outages there.
Yeah, we talked to the emergency management people here, and they have an emergency declaration now in about 20 counties. And so that means there's problems with that heavy wet snow on the roadways, with trees being knocked out and power being knocked out. And hardest hit county in the metropolitan area here would be Hendricks County on the west side, but down to the southwest of here, a lot of problems. And even down in Lawrence County in Bedford, reports of an airport hangar collapsing under the weight of that heavy wet snow. And with some power outages around the state, we have reports of about 47,000 people without power because of the wind and the heavy wet snow, Jim.
Well, even though it's in the low 30s this morning, Mark, I can see that your shoulders are practically touching your ears, so you're a little chilly this morning. What does it feel like with that wind blowing around there? Is it pretty chilly?
Yeah, it is pretty chilly, and the slushy snow here has got a little crunch on it now this morning.
That's about all I can say.
Okay. Jim Fields, I appreciate it very much. You got a lot of snow on you this morning. I give you a lot of credit for standing out there in it. And I hope somebody gives me a lot of credit as well. We'll continue to watch it here. As we said, 21 plus hours of talking. And that, according to everyone who seems to know anything about this, is a good sign.
Some bad snows right around exit 132, right around Greensburg. And from that distance right down into Cincinnati, we've been looking at some pretty steady snows. And the interstate was a little bit interesting at times, Rick.
Mark, on your trip down, were people staying under the speed limit? Were they moving along pretty good? What would you say the pace was on the interstate?
Well, the pace was brisk, Rick. The highway was mostly wet, but at times with the strong winds that we've seen here, 20 to 40 miles an hour, part of the passing lane did have a little bit of snow on it, but the road crews were out, and they were doing some plowing and salting, but most of the traffic, I'd say, was going along anywhere at speeds of 50 to, say, 70, 75 miles an hour, so people were really moving along.
So the roads are not in too bad a shape today. How about drifting snow? Did you notice any kind of sifting across the highway?
Yeah, we did see a little bit of that, Rick, and at times I was doing a little bit of the driving there. Some of those big gusts came along and kind of shook the van about, so we did see some drifting, and that did get out to that passing lane at times, so you might want to be a little bit careful, especially in that passing lane. Of course, use your best judgment there on the interstate.
A little bit of windy travel. Well, thanks a lot, Mark. Mark's live in Cincinnati, and we'll check back with you this afternoon. Well, snowfall in Ohio has been relatively light as compared to states west, like Indianapolis, like western Indiana, I should say, like western Kentucky, and parts of Illinois, which received 8 to 12 inches of snow yesterday. I think the grand total for the heaviest of the heavy snow went to Greene and Martin